Hi again guys, and welcome to another Horizon 3 speed build, and this time it's for one of my personal favourite cars in the game, and actually one of my favourite cars in real life as well, especially in terms of visual design. I think this is a stunning looking piece of art with the steering wheel, the Maserati MC12, of course based mechanically on the Ferrari Enzo. It shares the same engine, the same windshield, even the same steering wheel. But interestingly, it's actually faster than an Enzo around the Nuremberg Ring, despite having less power, and that's mainly due to the fact that it has that extended rear deck, a long tail, if you will, which increases downforce and grip, which makes up for having less power because the MC12, unlike the Enzo, was designed from the start by Maserati to be a competition vehicle, whereas the Enzo was just a supercar, and then, of course, later became the FXX, which of course would beat an MC12 around the track, obviously. But you could have an interesting battle between an FXX and an MC12 Corsa, which used to be on Horizon, and I kind of hope that they bring that back because that was an awesome car. Now, as far as the upgrades on this particular vehicle, it doesn't have quite the same level of power as many of the other supercars in the game. You're talking the stock engine, basically. So as you can see, 1166 horsepower instead of the over 1500, which you'd expect from most of the other supercars. Now, as you can see, I would recommend all-wheel drive. You don't have to go for that. I can understand if someone wouldn't want to, but I would recommend it. As far as aspiration, you want the twin turbo, and for the rest, it's obvious. Now, for the visuals, you could make changes, but that's down to personal preference. I've opted to leave it totally stock. Visually, even the rims are stock because I think they look great on this car. But for the rest, you know what to do. Lower the weight, increase the grip, increase the power, all that kind of good stuff. Now, as far as the tuning, you can see from the dyno that it is quick. 2.3 to 60, 4.4 technically to 100, and 268 flat out. Now, that's not quite as quick as some other supercars on the game. But for its power, that's very good. That's actually very fast considering how much less power it has than many of the other supercars on here. And more notably than that, that is about 16 miles per hour quicker than it was on Forza 6. It could do around 252 on that game, whereas it's around 268 now. That's pretty impressive. That's a good increase to have, especially for someone like me who loves the car and would like to be able to use it even more. Now having that extra speed really justifies using it even more. Now, as far as the gearbox, I would recommend a final drive of 3.4 for this one, then individual gears of 2.9, 2, 1.5, 1.17, 0.95 and 0.78. For the alignment, neutral, camber and tow, I've opted for 6 degrees of caster. You could take it lower, to be honest, on this car to increase manoeuvrability, but it depends what you want, what you need, etc. For anti-roll, we've just rounded it off to 20 front and rear. Springs we've got on 150, 265, and the lowest ride height. Dampers on 11, 17, 5 and 8. Aero doesn't apply, of course, unless you change the wings, which I would not recommend. And as far as the diff, we've got 100% on acceleration, 0 on decel, and for this car, actually a very heavily inclined setup toward the rear with 90% of your power and torque going to the back. So you get a little bit of a benefit. That 10% going to the front really does help with your launch off the line, and of course if you go on the dirt it helps a lot as well. So overall, if you decide to get this from my storefront by using the keywords in this video's description, or just follow this tutorial or some version of it, then either way I hope you have as much fun with the car as I do, and of course win plenty of races with it. So if you'd like to check out other tunes, which I've already done for Horizon, and there are quite a few of them, you can check out the playlist at the end of this video, or of course you could sub down below to see new ones as soon as I put them out. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.